I am Dr. Rahul Nerlikar from the Department of Orthopedics in KM Hospital. Today I will be speaking about osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a condition in which there is a decrease in the mass of bone and the calcium mineralization of bone, which reduces the strength of bone and hence makes the bone weak or fragile, so that even a trivial fall or a trivial trauma can cause fracture of the bone. Osteoporosis is usually associated with aging. It is more common in women, especially after menopause, as there are hormonal changes which accelerate the loss of bone mass. Osteoporosis can also occur in men, especially elderly men, or can occur in other conditions such as endocrinological problems or liver or kidney problems. But the most common is the osteoporosis associated with aging, leading to a decreased bone mass. Exercise plays a very important role both in the prevention and the treatment of osteoporosis. Bone and muscle is a functional unit. So if the muscle attached to the bone is strong, then the bone also remains strong. Bone is a dynamic living tissue. It is not like the steel architecture of a building, but bone is being continuously formed and broken down depending on the stresses to which it is subjected to. When we are young, there is a preponderance of bone formation. So if we do regular exercise right through our childhood and adolescence and accompany it with calcium rich nutritious diet, then bone formation is ideal. In our third decade, we achieve our peak bone mass. So if we have had a healthy childhood, adolescence and exercised regularly, then we can achieve a higher peak bone mass. So when we age and our bone mass starts decreasing, it does not decrease to a critical level in which the bones are weak and fragile and liable to fracture. So that is the role of exercise in preventing osteoporosis. That is, it helps us to achieve peak bone mass, a higher peak bone mass. Exercise is also an important component in the treatment of established osteoporosis. Exercise in the elderly people does not lead to an increase in bone mass, but it can reduce the loss of bone mass. So there are three types of exercises which are recommended. The first is weight-bearing aerobic exercise. A simple example of that is walking. Other examples are maybe dancing or even exercises done in water. So some elderly osteoporotic patients have vertebral fractures or limb fractures in which it is very painful and difficult to do exercise. In these patients, we can start with exercises in water. Because of buoyancy of water, the forces required to exercise are less. And so in these patients, in the initial stages, it is easier to exercise in water. And then gradually, as their strength increases, they can progress to other kinds of exercises. The other type of exercise is resistance exercise. Resistance exercise can be lifting dumbbells or using a stretch band or a resistance band, or going to the gym using weight training machines. This again is because of the principle that bone and muscle are a unit. So if the muscle is strong, it is well toned, then the bone which it is attached to will remain strong. And the third type of exercise is exercise to maintain balance, posture, coordination. This is very important as it will reduce the likelihood of falls in elderly patients, which is the cause of fractures and a lot of morbidity. Common fractures include spinal fractures, wrist fractures and hip fractures. So how much exercise is required to prevent or to reduce the bone mass loss? So it is recommended that at least 2 or 3 sessions of aerobic exercises per week for at least 40 to 45 minutes, at least 2 sessions of resistance exercises and at least 2 sessions of balance exercises. Balance exercises which can be done are yoga or tai chi, and they also help in maintaining strength, posture, flexibility, and also help in the coordination and stability and avoid falls. So in balance, people mostly focus on calcium rich foods or taking medication or supplement for treatment of osteoporosis, and I would like to say that exercise forms an equally important or even more important part of treatment of osteoporosis, as without exercise all the nutritious supplements, they will not work, as bone requires a physical force for it to develop strength, and unless that is provided, the strength of bone will not increase. So we have spoken about the kinds of exercises which are advisable. There are some exercises which should not be done in patients who have osteoporosis. For example, exercises which cause flexion loading of the spine, such as sit-ups, or exercises which cause jerky sudden movements or forceful twisting movements. These are the exercises which should be avoided in patients with osteoporosis. Also, impact loading exercises such as jumping, they also should be avoided. So it is a good idea to first visit your orthopedic doctor to get an assessment of the extent of osteoporosis and what exercise will be most appropriate for you. And you can start exercises initially under the supervision of a physiotherapist or a gym trainer, and then as you get more confident and your strength and bone mass increases, you can continue this on your own. In KM Hospital, we have facilities for assessing bone mass in the form of a bone mineral density machine, BMD scan, which is done for radiological assessment of the extent of osteoporosis, and based on this we can recommend the entire program of nutritional supplements, diet, medications required for osteoporosis, and also provide a guide to the kind of exercises which can be done to increase your bone health.